Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. My name is Jack, and today we've got the finals for the EurAsia 75 League. This is it. This is the big one, guys. The very final race. You can see here we got the best of the best in this lobby, and we're starting here in P10. And in addition to that, of course, we're at Monza. The car not designed for this track. Sorry, the track not designed for this car. If you like what you see, make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell. But anyway, let's get started. So we're going to make sure we get a good start here. And to be fair, to the best we can, we do. However, unfortunately, that does mean that we're going to drop to the back. At least if not for long, for a brief bit of time here. So we've got some work to do. So Monza, this is going to get very messy. You can see here the length of the video is a bit shorter than it normally is. But it's because not a lot happens, apart from there actually. So it looks like Sneak gets reset. Very unfortunate there, but mistakes do happen, especially on lap 1, as you can see here. Nowhere for me to go, so I give Grandpa a nice little love tap, just to kind of give him a bit more momentum. And you can see how slow the Toyota is at getting up to speed. By Sneak just completely going past there, so very nice job, sir. So, as I mentioned, this is the final here. We got 25 laps. We're going to try and pit later on. Although we'll come back to that, but we're going to just try and make sure we hit our braking points here, and we do get this corner done pretty much for the most part, but there are yellow flags. Let's go check in and see exactly what's happened there. I think that was an incident. There you go, yes, involving E97. So let's have a little look here. So on board of E97, and looks like just about gets the braking points wrong there, and unfortunately goes into these guys. It would have been wisest to just completely go off track, not go into these guys personally, but it happens. Either way, I get a position from JDP and we move on. Not ideal there, so we know E97 is behind us, we know he's fast. So, and at this point I realise my tyres, I've got the softs on, not the mediums. A little bit frustrated. I'm pretty sure I selected mediums in qualifying, but either way. So we got to switch our strategy here. So I was originally going to do 11 laps on the mediums and the rest on softs. But actually we're going to try and do about maybe 18 I think, or 19 laps on the softs now. Because I feel like with the Toyota it gets faster over time. Very interesting to think about, but that's personally how I find it anyway. So you can see here, me, Grandpa and Sneak, very close. And of course, JDP's just behind us there. So I wasn't big on this race here. I had the corner advantage, but that was about it really. And as for this last corner here, which I go for a bit of a move on Sneak here. I didn't mean for there to be contact there, so sorry about that, bud. I did apologise after this, and you know, it was all okay, but that wasn't ideal there. So anyway, we're going to have a little bit of something interesting come up at the end of this straight. So we're going to stick with Grandpa here and just make sure we hit our braking points and make sure that, of course, we don't run anyone off the road. So we do give him a little love tap, we do brake early, but we're going to look on the mini-map here. We do get sniped from E97 there, so it looks like he missed his braking point and turned into us. Mistakes do happen, it's fine. Unfortunately, it loses all my momentum and pretty much any chance I kind of had to overtake properly or whichever. So I do lose that. I go back into P10. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere at this point at lap 2. It's not ideal. So we're just going to keep on with our head down here and just trying to focus. And we're just going to hop on board of E97 here and just see exactly what happens. So you can see here the mini-map. It did come in. So basically, yeah, unfortunately did turn into us there. Kind of similar to what happened earlier. Personally, I would just go completely off track. I wouldn't even try and steer back onto the track at that point. It's just too risky. Maybe that's just me. And I know E97 is a clean driver anyway, so that's okay. It's just, yeah, unfortunately that's twice it's happened. And to be fair, that's the only 2 times it does happen, at least from what I can tell anyway. But yeah, I think when you go off track, you should just stay off track. You shouldn't try and rejoin and potentially, you know, go into someone. But that's okay. I mean, E97 does have a good race, to be fair, so that's okay. And E97 is a clean racer, so that's all good. So back to us here. So P10, we've basically got a long way to go yet, and this isn't really an ideal race, but there is some good battles here, so we got that at least. You see here our rival, Grandpa goes gaming in P8. We would like to beat Grandpa so we could maybe be up to speed, because he did win season 1 of the Euro 75, which if you haven't seen, I'll leave cards scattered throughout the videos. He won the Euro 75 out of me and him. So far we're winning in the EurAsia, but this is really going to seal the deal right here. Are we going to be able to beat him? That is the aim, so make sure you stay tuned till the end. I hope you guys like the intro as well. I had that redone. Of course, we have slightly changed it, although you know, it's not much of a difference, but just one shade now instead of the gradient. So yeah, hope you guys like it. Anyway, we find ourselves right behind Sneak here, so instead of going for the overtake, which I maybe should have done in hindsight, we're going to give him a nice little bump and try and work together, because really what we need is to build a gap to those behind and closing the gap to those ahead. So you see here me, Grandpa and Sneak, and then E97 just behind. We're going to brake early because we did give him a love tap, although I think Sneak outbraked himself there. It was very unfortunate again. I needed to apologise for that, but he did say it was okay, so that's okay. Unfortunately, it does get reset. Now, this really wasn't an ideal track for this car, so I hope next season I pick a better car choice. E97 is going to go for a nice move around the outside of me here. I'm going to try and keep it pinned, but he's got the acceleration, he's got the top end, and I've really only got the corner advantage, but with the inside of this next turn here, I've kind of got no hope, so I'm going to try and hang it around the outside, but you're going to see here, I'm just not really going to be able to get done. But that's okay, so back into P10. See there on the mini-map as well. A lot of a gap is forming here to Rockzilla, Melty and Shifter in P1, 2 and 3. So we do want to try and do our best to get this all right. Just a reminder guys, if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe. It does take a while for me to get all these videos sorted and edited, and of course make sure I get it all done right. So if you do like what you see, just make sure you let me know in the comments, make sure you subscribe and share the video if you know anyone else that might be interested. So we're going to just look up ahead here, going through a Ascari, and I do cut it just a little bit too wide there, so unfortunately, yep, I got the dreaded 1 second penalty. So that's not good. This is going to lose me even more time, so I feel like that's kind of my the tyres, that unfortunate incident at lap 2, and of course this, I feel like those have just not helped at all. So unfortunately I do have to clear this on this lap, which I do. And yeah, we're just going to skip forward here to lap number 5. And we are right behind Grandpa now, so we do have a nice little battle here with Steve. And again, we do want to try and beat him here, but we want to make sure we're clean as possible and as smooth as possible. And as I mentioned, of course, this is the finals for the EurAsia series. If you want to be involved in a future series or anything in the league, we're in Race Asylum here. I'll leave a link in the description below. Make sure you check it out. And same with our lovely partners as well at Player. If you, of course, have a PC and you like having your games, but I have to have those different sources for them, like different, basically loads of different sources, you know, like Steam, Epic Games, Origin, be all in one place. But anyway, that's enough of me blabbering on about that. I'll leave a link for that below as well. So we're going to bump draft Grandpa here and actually try and work together, because I think this is going to be more important than actually battling. And I'm going to back off a little bit early here. And it looks like, unfortunately, he does one run a little bit as well. So I think, again, I did apologise for this, but of course I did give him a little bit of a love tap here to say sorry, because I didn't mean if that was my fault if I took him off track there. I didn't mean for that. So, but JDP's going to get a lovely move done on not just me, but actually I think he's going to go for the move on Grandpa here as well. He just calculated it perfectly, so very nice job, sir. And again, beautiful colour for the liveries there. I actually think that reminds me of my channel blue. So very nice. He gets a nice move on both of us there. So I'm on the faster tyre compound, and I feel like I'm still losing a lot of time. I need to be more aggressive. So what we're going to try and do is try and get past these guys, unless we can work together, but I don't think we'd have much of an opportunity to do so. I know I've got the pace on Grandpa. JDP may be another story. So what we're going to try and do, should we work together? We're going to opt against him. We're actually going to go for the move. So we're going to get P10 here. Although that does mean we're going to be on the outside, and with my lack of acceleration and top end, I'm not really going to be able to get past Grandpa. But let's just see, is he going to back out of it, or is he going to fight it? He does mostly back out of it, but I do leave the space there anyway. But luckily we don't have any incidents there, so happy days. And now we're back up into P10. You can see there, just ahead of JDP, there's literally just dead air. Sadly, no one's around for the next couple of seconds ahead, maybe 6 seconds, 7 seconds, something like that. So quite far away, unfortunately. So we've got a bit of a job here to try and close down that gap. But yeah, unfortunately, because we're on the wrong tyre strategy here as well, I kind of have to do what I'd opt against. Not for anyone else, just for me. I'd rather be on the defence first and the attack later on. Unfortunately, I have to be on the other way round this time, be on the attack first and then defence. But yeah, we basically just need to push the car to its limits. So we're still in the slipstream here just about from JDP, but we need to try and make a move on him as soon as possible. So we're going to just hit our braking points here, and again, just follow JDP through this. We see Grandpa quickly catches up, and especially after this corner here, I feel this chicane here, sorry, I have no acceleration, so I struggle. Melty's done a very good job to finish quite high up since he's debuted on the EurAsia series. Although he's naturally quite a fast racer anyway, so fair enough. So anyway, lap 8 here, so we're skipping forward slightly. We find ourselves right alongside JDP. And what we're going to do, we're going to get so close, we actually accidentally give him a love tap. He shines his hazards on, so I reckon maybe he made a mistake or was just, you know, willing to say, sure, we work together, so that's exactly what we do. At least that's what we briefly do there anyway, because we see Sneak's behind us already, so we know he's fast. We need to make sure he doesn't get past us. So what we're going to try and do is close down this gap to JDP. I know I can push on this last corner here. So what we're going to do is get alongside and just about try and clear him. And that is luckily what we do. So we've got the inside here for the first, for the chicane. And again, you see here me and JDP, and then Sneak. So here we go. We're on the inside. Are we going to be able to get the move done? You're going to see here, luckily JDP backs out of it, gives me the space, and therefore, of course, he gets the battle of Sneak there briefly. And ourselves, we get away from that quite luckily. Quite cleanly, so that's fine with me. So all we're going to try and do is try and work up this gap and try and break away from JDP and Sneak and Grandpa behind us. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, but we're going to have to do our best anyway. Because we do have the slower tyre compound to work with. They're probably all... Sorry, we're on a faster tyre compound, they're on a slower, I reckon. So therefore they're going to have the advantage later on. So I really need to be aggressive here as much as I can without, of course, having any incidents or ruining anyone's races. Although we do have a very interesting incident come up later on as well, which I'll, of course, make sure you stay tuned for that. So anyway, we're going to skip forward here to lap 11. We see here Melty's in the pits. So he's gone from mediums to softs. The strategy that I'm actually going to be running as well. Oh, sorry, other way around. So you're going to see here, I just about get ahead of Melty. Actually, I clear him quite nicely there. And maybe I should have closed in a bit further, but I didn't want to give myself no angle. So he kind of slips in, but I'm on the faster tyre compound. And I'm turning, but I didn't brake. So my apologies, I did accidentally bump him off track there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to return that position. And then we're going to get on with it. So my apologies about that. He did apologise to me afterwards, and it's all okay. Personally, I wouldn't have gone for that move. I was on the faster tyre compound, and in addition, I did have my tyres weren't cold. But oh well, we'll live and we'll learn. So I'm going to get the move done on JDP here. Again, in the first chicane, we get actually quite a nice move done here. And again, he backs out of it, so he lets me have it. So that means we can focus more on the races ahead, which is what we need to do. So of course Sneak has gotten through, and sadly we're not going to see Sneak much more of this race. We're going to see Grandpa here. He goes for mediums, and I think he changes over to softs. Yep, there you go. So he changes from mediums to softs. So he's going to be on the front foot in the second half. Or I suppose we're in the second half now, but he's going to be on the front foot soon. And we're going to see here JDP, and I think E97's in the pits there as well. My MacBook's not very good on the actual screen here. And again, more people in the pits go now included. So we want to try and get the jump on them. And we're going to get close, but not quite close enough. So we're in P7, but we still need to pit. So we got going now on our inside here, but he's a little bit closer. So what we're going to do, although we are on a faster tyre, actually I think he might also be on the faster tyre compound now as well. But his tyres can be cold. However, he was just about alongside there, so I backed out. Maybe I should have backed out with the incident with Melty, but that's okay, it happens. And at the end of the day, he apologised. I didn't think it was the best thing to do, but we live and we learn. So that's okay, of course, no problems there. And of course, with my incident with E97 earlier, that's okay, it happens. And I know they're both clean racers, and it is always a pleasure to race with them, so we'll hopefully just be able to be a little bit more cautious in future. So speaking of which, E97 is now just behind us here. So we know we got to go in the pit soon. My tyres, you see at the bottom, they are looking a bit worn, a bit worse for wear, but we are still going. So, however, we're going to keep it pinned on the inside here. Now, again, I maybe shouldn't have gone in for this. I maybe should have just given him the position because I didn't want to slow him down. He's clearly ahead of us by a bit. And in addition, I don't really want to go too wide at Ascari. But still, we're going to we're just going to stick to our braking points. He does get down smooth done on us here. Unfortunately, just taps our front bumper there. But I think that'll just be my tyres being worn. I'm a bit slower. Obviously, it was quite fast anyway. But either way, he got past. Quite nicely done. And in addition, we're going to see Gorilla Gaz go past as well. Although, I didn't see any hazards here. Sad times. But so we'll get off for any hazards from Gaz at some point. So Gaz is going to go past. Happy days. And although we'll be approaching our pit window soon, that's pretty much all we have for battling here. So you see there, Shifter's in the pits right now. Shifter does come out. And we do have a brief little battle, but nothing really. And that's pretty much going to do it, guys. So we do just about beat Grandpa. We come in P11. I'm not too happy with that, but it is how it is. But yep, so you can see the scoreboards there. Just held off 5th place from Gurnell just about. So happy days. Thanks for Gurnell for doing all these scoreboards and leaderboards. I love it. And if you guys want to see more, of course, make sure you subscribe in the link. Subscribe below and join the Asylum with the link below, with player as well included. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next season. Thanks so much for watching. Have a lovely day. And I'm not driving this Toyota ever again. Take care.